Oh, what happened there? Oh no. Get out of here. Oh, okay. Well, that was unintended. Hello and welcome back to the Ronin, and you can see here we're actually doing one of the very first persuasions in this series. And I know, if you've seen previous ones, you'll know that I am a huge fan of the persuasion system. Generally, I tended to use it quite often. However, it did become a little bit less useful when they changed the fundamentals of the whole thing. So, yeah, I ended up not using it as much. Anyway, we have a 100% chance to gain a critical effect here. So I'm going to be using that. As you can see, critical success gives us 2 pips, which is really fantastic. We also have a 100% chance with everything else. This is Achios, by the way. Achios is not actually someone that I really wanted to get, but I was basically just hoping to get anyone that I could. Because if we can get anyone to join us, and then that is a very small win in a very large problematic situation. So there we go. Alright, we did it. Okay, so now he's... yes, okay, so this is going to be basically impossible, as you can quite clearly tell. The persuasion system, everyone. This is basically it. This is exactly how it is. I like the fact that they've changed it from being 744k in this little window here, so you can actually get little minute changes much more accurately done, which I think is pretty cool. But unfortunately, he already has 127,000 gold, and it's highly unlikely he's going to join us, even if I give him almost 750,000 in money. So you could see here, you know all these javelins? Well, technically, if you trade them to him, then they're going to suffer a bit of a trade penalty, which is also going to make things less valuable than they actually are in reality. But as you can see, all of these javelins that usually sell for 106,000 gold are not making any difference whatsoever. So I'm just going to reset that, cancel it, and get out of there, and then just do a very swift auto-resolve against him. Now, unfortunately, that's the thing. I really wanted to try and persuade someone. I actually attempted to persuade one of the Tetsujin vassals, but it turned out that the person I was speaking to was not actually the leader of her own clan, and as a result, I wasn't able to do it. So yeah, that's another little setback right there, yes. It seems like we're having setback after setback, aren't we? Anyway, there's a large army, but our army is slightly larger. So I am very much appreciating that. And I'm going to besiege this very, very fast. And they're not going to be able to do anything against this, I don't think. Not unless that army turns around right now. But they are obviously not going to do that. Now, bear in mind... Oh, no, they are. They are coming. This is very interesting. I'm actually extremely intrigued as to why they decided to do that, because the town is much, much more valuable than this random castle in the middle of, well, I mean, I guess it is not really in the middle of nowhere. It is in a sort of bottleneck valley sort of area, so I suppose it is pretty decent to gain control of it. But in general, I wouldn't say that it is going to be that much better than taking the town, because the town is obviously going to provide much more in terms of taxes and tariffs, and of course it's going to enable the marketplace and various other perks that you're going to get from that. Oh, it seems like one of the walls is down. Oh, that's fantastic. The other wall was actually already repaired, so this is going to be quite interesting, because I would like to level up my crossbow. Oh, I thought that was actually someone just standing there, but no. It is just a barrel of arrows. Good to know. Alright, let me see if I can do something here. There's actually someone over there. Do you see that guy? Is it worth me trying to hit this guy from here? Oh, hello. Okay, I'm actually being shot. Right, let me see if I can just do something here real quick. I'd like to get over here, so then maybe they start to... Oh, hello. What was he doing? What was he doing right there? He was completely oblivious. That was hilarious. Okay, well, whatever the case, we are going to maybe attempt to do something. I am not very good at shooting from range with this weapon, unfortunately, because Let's face it, I don't really know... Oh, we hit him! I don't really know the full strength of it, though, but we did hit him. Ah, don't think I'm going to be able to hit him again. I think that was just pure luck, to be honest. What? Do you see that? I aimed right at his head, and it was just like, nope. Classic. Nice. Okay, we did get a headshot, but it didn't do anything, as is normally the case with these kinds of things. Alright, come on now. Can I... Ah, hello. Oh, what? Are you serious? Okay. I really thought that was going to be a hit, but okay, apparently not. Okay, where are my guys, by the way? Because they seem to not be coming into this little wall section here. They seem to be just kind of messing around somewhat. So, I'm wondering whether I should just tell my guys just to charge in, because using the siege equipment right now, especially when there's a wall already down, kind of doesn't really make that much sense, at least in my opinion. So let me see if I can do something here. He moved. Are you serious right now? Wow. What a crazy guy. He is the one. Let us inform Morpheus. Yes, exactly. Because he was able to dodge that so incredibly easily. Anyway, let's just try and shoot as many of these archers as I can get my hands on. Nice! We got a headshot. In difficult circumstances. Not bad, not bad. Anyway, I'm just going to switch to my one-handed now. We're just going to get right in there and try and level up my one-handed skill a little. Nice. Get him. Ah, not enough damage. Not enough damage. I need more than this. I certainly need more than this. There we go. Yeah, the one-handed variant of this weapon is pretty awful. It really doesn't do that much damage at all, as you can see. About 20 average damage, which is pretty bad. Don't shoot me. Come on, point-blank range? Are you serious? That's how confident you are? I guess it is an Imperial Palatine Guard, and these guys are trying to kill me with thrown weapons. I wouldn't be surprised if they could kill me like that, to be honest. I feel like some of these units are really, really good at what they do in terms of their thrown weapon proficiency. Especially Dark Khans. Yeah, look at those guys. Anyway, yeah, it seems like the charge order was definitely the right call to make. But I just do not want to die. That's the main thing here. That was pretty much my only goal in this. And, of course, to level up my crossbow skill a little bit, too. Because that is hopefully going to result in me getting 125 soon. I mean, we're at what, 111 or something like that, so that's pretty decent, not too bad. Shouldn't take too long for us to get there. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get straight into the garrison. Obviously, that's usually what happens when you complete a siege. You automatically get shuffled into the garrison, and we're just going to be waiting here for a little bit of time, because I'd like to see what the army decides to do. They're going to go back... Oh, they're just going to raid a village? An incredibly large army such as this is going to do something as dishonorable as raiding a village? Oh, I see how it is now. Oh yes, I see how it is now. Okay, so let's just add a little bit of extra cohesion to ourselves. Thank you very much. Ah, there we go. Alright, that's the reason why that army to our right is not doing anything, because the army over to our left is the new, refreshed one that is going to be attempting to take the town. And you can see here... Do you see how many heavy lancers these guys have? They have 121. Wow. Wow. Okay, that's all I can say, really. You know, just wow, really. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. Anyway, I should be able to take this army down. Come on, Botan. Come on, Botan, help me out here. Yeah, there we go. He's coming in. Very nice. Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. Okay, so is this guy actually the leader of his clan? No, Illatar is the leader of his clan. Oh, I could swear it was Achaku, actually. Oh well, never mind. Guess it doesn't matter too much, but still, it would have been nice to attempt a persuasion effort, even though I personally feel like the amount of... I mean, literally, you saw Achios, right? The amount of gold required is just so incredible that it feels to me like it's impossible, you know, to persuade anyone, pretty much. I think the only way that that's going to become easier is not even due to percentages, because even if you're successful in your initial persuasion attempt just through conversation, then you've got to go through to a barter screen, and that barter screen also then gives you a bunch of different obstacles to overcome. And, well, suffice it to say that most of those are basically, as I say, almost impossible to accomplish, because most of them are going to be related to monetary value, and generally you're not going to have enough. Even if you do attempt to persuade him and are successful in your barter attempt, you're going to have to spend millions. And I'm talking about not even 10 million, I don't think, would have been able to persuade him. I don't think 10 million, I think probably 20 million gold, probably something along those lines. 20 million gold probably would have been enough, but just think about that. 20 million gold to get one random guy that is not even 100% going to be staying with your faction. That is the main reason why I was saying that the defection system needs a little bit of tweaking, because it is just way too costly to be like, you know what, I'm gonna spend this amount of money. You know, I'm gonna spend this amount of money, and I'm gonna, you know, try to get this really powerful vassal to join us or something along those lines. And then as soon as you do that, boom, then he just goes, okay, you know what, thanks for the 20 mil. I'm out of here. And that's what's happened to me in the past, albeit on a smaller scale, of course, because let's face it, I've never ever spent 20 million in one go. I probably have spent 20 million over time, of course, but still. Spending it in one go is just, well, you'd have to have so much money to be able to do that. And I've never had that in the game, so... Or in real life, actually. If I needed to actually clarify that, no. No, nowhere near that. No, that's for sure. I don't think I'll ever see that, to be honest. Anyway, let's see if we can maybe do a little bit of extra... Oh, nice. That was good. I like it. Nice amount of experience for our polearm skill. What is our polearm skill even on, by the way? Because I feel like it was at 150. Wasn't it at 150 or something like that? So, yeah, it's at 154 now. All right, so let's aim for 175 with that thing. And maybe we can... Nice. We're doing a little bit better with couch lancing now. And you see, you know what I said? You know what I said at the very beginning of the series? I said I'm pretty terrible at things initially, because generally it tends to take me a little bit of time to get used to a new combat style. Because I haven't really used couch lancing that often in Bannerlord, and I never really used to be that big a fan of it in Warband either. The only time I'd really used couch lancing is in a tournament, and that was only because it was somewhat easier to use to eliminate people when you're a low level, you know? Because when you're a low level going into a tournament in Warband, you think to yourself, okay, what's the easiest way for me to win this? Because you kind of need the cash. You know, early on you kind of need the cash, and you're like, oh, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? Just fight Sea Raiders over and over again and potentially lose my army every single time? Well, no. There are a number of different ways, obviously, but the most efficient is obviously to complete a couple of tournaments and to hopefully gain some experience that way. And if you're lucky, win. You know, it would be nice to win these things. But obviously, the easiest way to win is to eliminate your opponents in one fell swoop, which is, of course, by using a polearm. And so that's generally what people and I would tend to do. And so, yeah, using this in Bannerlord is very, very different as well, by the way. So if you've never played Warband, I would highly recommend checking it out, because I know that a lot of people may not have even heard of it, because let's face it, it is a pretty old game, and maybe if you've just only heard about the hype surrounding Bannerlord or anything like that, and maybe you're thinking, oh, you know what, these people, you know, everyone's talking about Warband all the time, I don't know what's going on with that, you know, then I would recommend checking it out. And just pick it up on sale, you know, it's on sale, not often actually, but it is going to be pretty cheap if it is on sale. You can get the whole collection for like, what, $5 or $7 or something like that? And that includes everything. That includes the DLCs, that includes 2 other games, the base game that was originally released first, and then obviously Fire and Sword, which no one really likes to talk about for some reason. I guess it's because of the insta-kill mechanics that generally tend to plague that game quite often because of the firearm warfare, because firearms are a big thing in Fire and Sword, and generally you're going to get murdered by them a lot from a very far distance away. So that's the kind of thing that you're going to get with that pack, which in my opinion is pretty cool. I like it a lot. I like the value there, at least if it's on sale. I feel like it's worth it now. But anyway, apart from that, obviously in Warband you have a huge library of total conversions. And I'm talking about mods, obviously. Total conversion mods are like a big thing, like absolutely massive library of different content. You've got Star Wars, you've got Lord of the Rings. Don't even get me started on the Lord of the Rings mods. They literally blow my mind, especially the third day. Wait a minute, third day? No, the last days of the Third Age. Yeah, I was about to get incredibly mixed up about the title there, but no, Last Days of the Third Age, super cool, probably one of my favorite mods ever. And then obviously you have the original content, you know, the original content that isn't based on any other IP. And I'm talking about Prophecy of Pendor, I'm talking about Britain Water, I'm talking about I don't know, Blood and Steel, for example. All of these, and a number of others as well. There's a huge amount. The Bones of Ragnvald, and I even did some voice work, right? I even did some voice work in that mod. Anyway, point is, there's a huge amount of different options. So if you haven't played Warband, and you don't really care for the base game that much, even though I'd highly recommend playing the base game before installing any mods, if you haven't already. But yeah. It's a great game. It's a really great game, and maybe then you'll understand, if you haven't obviously played the game before, maybe you'll understand more of what I'm talking about in the way that it takes a little bit of time to get used to the combat systems between each game. Even if you've played one of them for years and years, you know, it's a pretty stark difference. Anyway, there you go. There's a wonderful victory for us right there. And I am going to be taking them all prisoner because why not? Oh, actually, I can only take one of them prisoner by the look of things. And I will be rescuing all of the troops. And I'm probably going to be leaving all the prisoners as well. Should I leave all the prisoners? I mean, I'm pretty close to the city, but I don't really want to take them because of, well, obvious reasons. There's a very large army coming towards us, and I would potentially like to get there before them. Can I do that? Yes, indeed I can. Perfect. Okay, I actually thought to myself that we were going to have some issues there, but no. We actually did make it into the garrison ahead of them. So what are they going to do now? They're going to go and try and take Akisa Castle. Yeah, now this is exactly what I'm talking about in the Bannerlord AI. What are they doing right now? What is this? You know, they're literally ping-ponging back and forth between these two fiefs over and over again. And while that is, I mean, while it's a strategy of some kind, I guess, it is not exactly efficient, because what's happening is they're literally just going to go, they're going to besiege this, then they're going to besiege this, and then they're just going to, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's just really kind of weird. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm literally going to move on. I'm going to go to this castle over here while they're besieging that one, and I'm just going to try and expand our territory, because I can't consistently clean up after them, if you know what I mean. I can't consistently just go and try to defend against them over and over again. It just makes no sense whatsoever. What's going on here with this point, by the way? I can't actually select it. Look at that. You see this? I can't select that. I can select everything else. Wait a minute. There's there. Okay, this is misplaced. Do you see this graphic right here? This is misplaced. So if you put your mouse here, then you're going to be able to select it. But if you put your mouse right on the icon, it's not going to work. So I assume that the little interaction area is placed over here instead of placed actually on the graphic itself. So that needs to be changed, although I guess it's not that big a deal, but still, you know, for the sake of polish, then that would probably be a good idea. Anyway, Akisa Castle is probably going to get taken relatively fast, but hopefully we're going to be able to take this pretty quickly as well. I should probably build these things behind our trebuchets. There's a bunch of vassals that may be attempting to attack us in a second, but I don't really mind too much about that. Akisa Castle was taken already. That was really fast. Probably because the wall is still down, of course. I mean, it is going to be down for quite some time before it gets repaired, but still. Anyway, I'm wondering whether Akalat is going to be besieged now as well, because it seems like the AI only has a single track mind. They seem to be like, okay, take Akisa Castle, okay, take Akalat, okay, now go after enemy parties, and so on and so forth, you know. It seems a little bit static in its thought processes. Oh, it seems like we're actually being attacked right now. You know what? I actually don't have to take this. I could literally just avoid this fight altogether if we wanted to. Shall I just avoid it? Maybe that would be an idea. Anyway, we've actually rescued a bunch of units here, and I've even leveled them up. So this is really, really good. Because what I can do now is I can pretty much just put these into any one of our friends' armies, and then everything's going to be great. Everything's going to be working out just fine. So let me have a look here real fast. So we're just going to gain these. Oh, wow. There's a huge amount. What? Wow. Okay, that's actually kind of crazy. Okay, so once I've done this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and give these units to all of our friends. And, oh, we even got some Tetsugen units. That's pretty cool. Oh. Oh, well, never mind then. That was not what I intended to do. Oh, wait, maybe I can actually, can I give the, yes, I can. Oh, that's actually a workaround. Okay, that's something that they didn't want you to be able to do, because if you saw down in the bottom left, the party screen is actually inactive. You're not able to access the party screen if you're in a fight. But, because we're in an army, I can actually access this, which is hilarious, and certainly not intended in my opinion. I think that they wanted to prevent that from being a possibility. Alright, well, whatever the case, there we go. We've just reinforced Uluen's army, which is really nice. And we have 146 out of 442. Are you serious? We have such an insane... Oh, you know, I really need to get more units. I really, really do. Alright, well, there you go. That, I guess, is going to be fine. Now, technically, what I would have done is if the game was still paused when I got out of the menu, which for some reason it wasn't, it automatically started running time again, then I probably would have headed into Hakun Castle and attempted to take it, because we have, you know, our backup plan of the siege towers and the battering ram up and running. So technically we would have been able to do a pretty good job there, I think. I think it would have been pretty good, but, well, you know, it happens, it happens. Anyway, let's get into a nice little formation here. And I'm not having too many difficulties against the Khuzait in this episode. Seems like last episode we were just facing, you know, absolutely demonic power armies. They were just completely steamrolling us in many, many different ways. And in this one, not so much. We seem to be handling them much better, and I'm not entirely sure why that is, because I haven't really changed anything. Nothing has changed. I haven't changed my strategy. My strategy is relatively similar. Maybe I've been a little bit better at couch lancing. I mean, I know someone actually did mention that, and I appreciate that. Thank you. You know, because generally I have tried to be a little more effective in these kinds of situations, because let's face it, you know, being inept at a particular aspect of the game which is so prevalent, aka combat, is probably not the best idea, is it? No, probably not the best idea. Anyway, I am going to attempt to get a slashing weapon relatively soon as well, and I think someone recommended getting a warglaive or something along those lines. I think a warglaive would actually suit my purposes quite nicely, because that is indeed a slashing polearm. And while I have gotten quite a bit better at couch lancing, a slashing weapon is always going to be my preference in almost every aspect. Just generally because of the usability of it, and the fact that you're going to be able to use it to kill multiple infantry in one charge. Rather than one couch killing one person, you're going to have multiple swings that will maybe kill 2, maybe 3, if you're lucky. So, generally it's just going to increase the efficiency of our attack, which is what I was hoping for mostly. Anyway, we're just going to move these forces ahead a little bit here. And we're going to see... I'm going to kill this guy. Yeah, there we go. Nice. A little bit inaccurate right there. Oh, I was going to use that guy's speed against him, but I oversteered. Oh, what? I got a double kill? What? A double kill? What happened? What happened right there? I hit one guy for 877. Wow. I think that's the most I've actually seen my own character do. So that's pretty crazy. Okay, let me see if I can take out some of these high-value targets. Why do I always do that? Literally, every single time. I just go to myself, yes, high-value target. Okay, let's overstress ourselves real quick, and then fail. Yes, that seems to always happen. Anyway, let's move our archers ahead a little bit. As you can see, our infantry is just completely pushing forward. No, I'll just take out the horse then, I guess. Didn't really want to do that, but alright. Oh, took him off his mount. Nice. Nice. Oh, that was a good one if ever I saw it. Very good. Oh, now I'm going to get murdered. Yep, charging straight into the crossbowman? That guy's a... Imperial. Interesting. I thought to myself, that seems weird. Khuzait don't have any crossbowmen, but there you go. Okay. I don't even know what to say to that. That was a fail on so many different levels. I think it's because they're on a bit of an incline, and I think it kind of messes up my my speed and the angle at which I'm going to attack. Oh well, never mind. It's not really that big a deal because we are going to achieve victory here. How many people did we actually lose? Only 29. All right, that's actually not even that bad. I feel like that's pretty decent. Alright, there you go. Nice victory for us, and we did get a good amount of renown and influence, and hopefully this is already going to make them just significantly weaker, and as a result we should have a little bit more freedom to do what we want, but we'll see what happens, because obviously that other large army is still roaming around, still being a bit of a nuisance in and around our territory, and I am quite low in HP as well now, so that's of course going to make a bit of a difference. Okay, hello there. Desporion. Oh, look at that. They're just like wolves, aren't they? They're just literally like surrounding us all the time. It's very irritating. Anyway, let's see if we can get another trebuchet up there, and yeah, that's where I have to click. I literally have to click where Desporion is. That is quite funny. Alright, so that one's done. Okay, so how many units do we have? 580? Okay, should be enough to deal with the next wave of units. But I'm kind of wondering whether I should just go into the siege. But I'm going to have to wait for all of my siege equipment, which is exactly what I didn't want to have to do. Because waiting for my siege equipment is going to make things, well, a little uncomfortable. And there's only 35... Oh, hello there. Yes, come on and help me, sir. Tori. Very good. Come on, help me. You gotta help me. Yes, okay, you're just running off after that 162 strong vassal. Okay, that sounds like a great plan. Yeah, these guys are going to go in now. Yep, as you can see, they're going in right there. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to lead it. Just going to lead it. I am not wanting to get into another field battle with the Khuzait, even though I feel like I've been doing quite a bit better than normal. But even so, they are still irritating to fight against. But yeah, anyway, hopefully our trebuchets might be able to deal some damage, and I might be able to get some crossbow XP as well. That's also a reason why I like to go in here. Bear in mind that the walls are not even that good either in this castle, so shouldn't have too many difficulties. Nice, hit him in the shoulder. Was hoping for a headshot right there. I think you get a little bit of extra experience for hitting in the head. I think so. Okay, we got to be a bit careful here as well. There we go. Nice. Yeah, you definitely get some extra experience through doing that. In the arm? Oh, maybe you don't get extra experience for doing headshots. Oh well, never mind. Doesn't really matter either way, I suppose. Oh, what happened there? It looks like one of the enemy's siege equipment actually dealt a massive blow to our forces. Thankfully, I believe that most of that was just unconsciousness, so they just knocked them out with blunt damage and didn't actually cause any fatalities. Yeah, that seems to be the case. So I'm actually not having too many difficulties with that. What did I actually get shot by just now? Oh, I'm being shot through the murder holes over there. Technically, I guess they are murder holes. I'm not entirely sure on the, you know, the technical term for them, but whatever the case. They're trying to shoot me through those little slits in the wall there, so that's not particularly nice. Anyway, let's see if I can maybe find a couple of extra targets. Ah, hello there. Yeah, I believe there's actually a defensive catapult on the top of this little tower here. So I think that's probably the reason why we were having some issues. Anyway, I'm going to go up the siege tower for once. This is usually not what I tend to do, but why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. And I do have a two-handed sword, so we should be alright to get through the enemy's lines. But bear in mind, I have no shield, so of course, if there are any archers up here, we're probably going to get shot in the face and die instantly. It seems like I am not seeing any right now, so it should be alright. Oh, no. Get out of here. Oh, okay. Well, that was unintended. Yes. Any archers? Any archers? No? No archers? Okay. Alright, I'm gonna crouch down, and I'm gonna just shoot a couple of people. Oh, look, there's my guys coming in. That's nice. Cool. Oh. Oh. Well, probably should have, you know what? If I had to do that again, this is what I would have done. I would have gone up this, you know, set of stairs right here, and I basically would have just stood up here. And now that I know, in this particular layout, that they spawn from this area here, that I wouldn't stand right there. That was kind of stupid of me. Oh well. I guess it's not that big a deal, but still, it would have been cool to survive a little bit longer. And of course, there are, yeah, indeed catapults up here. And I didn't realize that these guys were actually still alive. So it probably would have made sense for me to come up here and actually take them down. But, oh well. Never mind. You live and learn, I guess. Or in my case, you die and learn very slowly. Yes. Alright. Well, there you go. We actually only lost 3 units, which is really, really good. That's a great ratio right there. And we can take the prisoners. I'm actually not going to take the prisoners. I'll just let my forces take them. And I'll take all the loot and all that wonderful stuff. There we go. So we're inside the garrison now. So I can basically just wait here for some time. And I wonder, is this under siege yet? It doesn't seem like it. I can't tell. Oh, now they're actually attacking that person as well, which is really not very good. Okay, so no, they're not actually besieging Akalat right now, which is perfect. So that's good. I could technically go... Should I go in here? 535 troops. Are you serious? I mean, I'd have to auto-resolve it because I'm at 20% right now. So I don't think I can actually do that. I mean, 535. I don't have a dramatically big number advantage. So even if I were to go in there, it would not really result in anything but me losing a huge amount of troops. I don't really want to do that. Okay, so Hanzo apparently has the benefit of getting this. I'm actually kind of surprised I'm not getting any votes myself. But, oh well. I guess it's bound to happen. I have quite a few already, so I guess that is to be expected. Oh, I'm at 124 out of 125 for two-handed. It would be pretty cool if we could do this. Oh, wow. The first part of this perk is hilarious. Increases your damage with two-handed weapons by 15% when your hit points are above 90%. That is 90. Yeah, that's never going to happen. Increases your damage with two-handed weapons by 20% when your hit points are below 50%. That sounds more like me, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll probably take that when we get there, but anyway, let's have a look at the map now. So Akisa Castle is obviously very easy for us to take. It literally has just like, it doesn't even have 78. It's got like 37 people in there. So really not that big a deal. And I'm actually wondering what the Khuzait are doing otherwise, because they seem to only be fighting against the Tetsujin right now. But let's just have a look at the overview of what's currently going on. The Sturgians have actually started to push down, and they have somehow taken Rote. I have no idea how they were able to do that, to be honest. Seems like the Batanians are now starting to move into Vlandian territory, and let me take a look at the combat strengths of the various factions. You can see here that the two giants in Kautradia at the moment, the Tetsujin and the Khuzait, are fighting it out. Well, with everything they've got, pretty much. And then we have the Northern Empire, who's basically just, trundling along at a, decent pace. Then you have, oh, never mind. Apparently we have an even stronger adversary to deal with later on, and the Batanians are winning on the combat strength front right now. The Western Empire is basically done. The Azariah are trundling along as well, just like the Northern Empire. The Southern Empire is basically done, I suppose. Sturgia is alright, doing pretty decently, and Vlandia is okay as well, not too bad. I'm kind of surprised that Sturgia is still doing quite well. You know what? I think I know the reason why Sturgia gets eliminated first in most games that I've played so far. The reason for it is the Khuzait. Yeah, that is indeed the reason. You know why? Because right now, we are attempting to wage war against the Khuzait. Their attention is solely on us. However, if we were to be in a different faction, so for example, if we were playing with the Vlandians or the Batanians or something like that, we'd be very far away from Khuzait territory, and as a result, the Khuzait would pretty much ignore what we're doing. And instead, they would focus on the Sturgians. And of course, in many field battles and so on, because of their combat strength being so overwhelming due to their cavalry presence, the Khuzait are pretty much going to win every single fight. Or at least, most fights. And that means that they would be able to take over the Sturgians very fast, and that would be the reason for their elimination that soon. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens later down the line, because every single time, as I say, the Sturgians have already, have always been eliminated very quickly, and now with the Khuzait potentially being the first eliminated faction, if we can continue our momentum, obviously that's probably not going to happen because the Southern Empire only has 2 towns remaining and 1 castle. It's not looking good for them, is it? But yeah, it's highly unlikely that the Khuzait will fall that fast anyway, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.